Last year, I did a video called The Harsh Realities of Being a 77-Year-Old, and it went viral. And in that video, I listed 10 harsh realities that we face at this time of life in our being 77. Well, it's been a year later. I just turned 78 by the time you see this video. And I wanted to do an update on each one of those 10 realities of being 77. Now there are 10 realities of being 78. How have they changed? Have they changed? Are they the same? Or is there any new realities I should report to you? I know a lot of you guys are my age, so please go along with me and update these down in the comments. Any changes you've seen to these realities. I'm just going to take them one at a time. Last week, I think I did time is limited, time is precious. Last video, I should say. And this video, I'm going to do the second harsh reality, and that's health is everything. Health is everything. That's still true, but there's a few updates that I'd like to make. Observations from not only my personal health, but my friends here, my retirement community that I see that are our same age as well. So I think there are some new realities to update you on. Let's get into it. First reality is health becomes a job. All of this is about health at 78. And my observation really is that it's really time consuming and almost becomes a job, a part-time job, in managing our health. There's doctor's appointments, and it's not just about getting sick, it's about the recurring appointments and follow-ups and referrals and waiting in doctors' waiting rooms and actually driving other people to the doctor who can't drive on their own. There's follow-ups, there's all sorts of things that just take our time. A lot of times in our walking group, somebody says, I can't make it tomorrow walking, I've got a doctor's appointment. Or somebody calls you up, another couple, asks Marianne and I to go out to lunch, and we'll say, let's check our schedule. I can't do it next Thursday, I have a doctor's appointment. So, you got primary care, you got specialists, you got referrals, you got all the things that we have to deal with. Let me just make this observation, and it may be only me, have you noticed this too? Your primary care, I thought that was the primary care. I thought you went there to, if you had a problem that maybe a specialist is needed, but they would refer you to a specialist. And, if it's not just recurring follow-up Medicare physicals, but if you have other problems. Well, what I found with my doctor was when I went to a Medicare physical, oh, it was great, you're doing great, you're walking, it's good, everything's looking good, ka-ching, ka-ching, and that was it. And I thought things were fine. But when I had a problem and I wanted to see her, I called her office and they said, well, she can see you in 3 to 4 weeks. Like, what I have is not an emergency, but I'd like to, the next 2 or 3 days or 4 days at least to see somebody, but nope, she's not available. She's doing Medicare annual, physicals, And so I asked for a referral, and then referrals comes, I'm just asking for a referral. And it took like 3 or 4 days. I had to contact them again and say, I never did hear back from you from the referral. And, that was kind of an eye-opening situation for me because I thought they were there for me, everything was hunky-dory. And come to find out they were not. They finally just said, I finally went to the, not the emergency room, but the urgent care. We've got an urgent care center right next to us. It's actually owned by the hospital. And I'm finding that most often, I do not see my primary care physician. I see the urgent care. And those guys are pretty good. And they treat you what they can, the way they can, and kind of tell you what they think you've got. And if you need to see a doctor, another doctor, you know, you can make an appointment. But we rely heavily on urgent care just to make an appointment. I promised myself I would not turn this into a rant, and I'm not going to do it. I could do a whole video about making appointments and all the paperwork that's required and the Medicare questions. Some seem very silly and that sort of thing. But I'm not going to do that. You know as well as I do what I'm talking about. But anyway, health becomes a part-time job. There's no doubt about it. Next, I want to talk about mystery problems. You know, isn't that true? I mean, more and more I hear people saying they've got something, they describe the symptoms to the doctor, and they're not quite sure, or they may think they're sure, and they tell you to do such and such, and treatment, and you try that, and it doesn't work, and you go to the next doctor, maybe he's in a different field or something, maybe a specialist, and they try something different, and you keep doing that over and over, and nobody ever really knows what you've got. You know, what's causing the symptoms that you have. I know this happened to me, it's happened to my wife, and it's happened to friends. Has that happened to you? Do you have a mystery, a mystery problem, medical problem, that nobody can actually determine what's causing that? It seems like that's pretty common from things I hear in the community. It's kind of frustrating, really, because you'd like to know what is causing that so that you can fix it. Now, sometimes they just disappear on their own. Sometimes it could be a year or two later, just magically they disappear. You don't have that problem anymore. And other times you're just going to have to live with it, maybe for the rest of your life. And it gets a little irritating. But I don't know the answer to that, but I know that that's something at 78 we are experiencing, or at least the people I know are experiencing. How about you? Have you experienced anything like that? A mystery problem, medical problem, that nobody could actually diagnose and tell you exactly what it was? Let us know down in the comments. Healthy people still get sick. That's the next thing I like to talk about. You know, if you are like me, and like a lot of us that stayed active, you know, we feel like we watched our weight, we ate fairly decently, we exercised, and we're doing good. Our doctors tell us in our annual physicals, we're doing good. Oh my gosh, you're better than most seniors. You know, you walk, you know, and you know, the report is you're doing good. Well, I'm here to tell you, just because you're doing good and you've been maybe even a senior athlete, there's no guarantees in life that you won't get serious disease or get sick. You know, it's not to say that what we're doing, the health and all that, eating right, exercising, I mean, that's the way to go, because that gives you the quality of life, right? You got a better quality of life just by doing that. So that's definitely worth it. Don't stop doing that, right? I won't. I'll do that as long as I can. And I have gratitude for that, believe me. But what I'm finding is people that I know, you know, they get these things like ALS, cancer, there's a whole list of them, strokes, Parkinson's, AFib, pancreatic cancer. I've experienced all those situations, observing those with friends this year, come to think of it. So that's not to scare you. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just there's no guarantees in life. You know, there's no guarantees in life. But I guess that's just an observation. That's a harsh reality. I guess that's a harsh reality. That's the name of the video is Harsh Realities that I'm trying to follow up on. And it's not to be negative, that's for sure. Let's keep on keeping on. It's really hard for those people who do stay active, really active, and exercise and try to eat as well as they can. When they do, I have observed this, when they do have a problem, it is really difficult. They go to the doctor, and this is me, I did this. I went to the doctor. Oh, you don't understand who you're talking to. I mean, I'm going to the National Senior Games. I'm a race walker. Blah, blah. I had one heart doctor when I went in for AFib, and he said, He listened to me. He said, "Shut up." Shut up. He kind of put me on my place, and I've learned not to do that. I got a couple other friends who were just like me. They were bikers or, biking and just really into exercise. And they had some serious problems. And when they did, and they were about 80, 81, it was hard for them to handle that. I mean, emotionally, very difficult if you're not used to being sick, you make a terrible patient. I'll say that much. Kind of related, but a different subject is chronic medical conditions. They become part of our life. They really do. You're not going to recover. You may not recover. It's something you have to live with. And, I'm talking about high blood pressure, AFib, arthritis, diabetes, hearing loss, vision problems, sleep apnea, back pain, joint replacements, and life becomes, kind of like, how do I live with these? Not how can I cure these? And, we have a wonderful way of adapting to things we have to live with. You can see that in animals. We had a cat, Coke, our cat. She had cancer on one of her paws, one of her legs, I should say. And we had to remove that. And of course, we love Coke to death, our cat, Coke the cat. And we bought a little ramp for her to jump up on the sofa, and she'd jump on my chair in my lap. And she was fine. Maybe you're in a wheelchair, or you have restrictions, medical restrictions that doesn't allow you to do certain things anymore that you live with, and you adapt, don't you? I mean, tell us about that in the description. Speaking of chronic things, I don't think this is a disease. This is just feeling tired all the time. Feeling tired all the time. Do you ever feel tired after breakfast? I was telling Marianne the other day, and I'm feeling good now. I'm between different things, and I'm feeling good. And you've learned to enjoy those days you feel good, and get out there and go for it, or just enjoy feeling good for a change. You come off some medication and get well on certain thing, and you learn to enjoy those times that you have. That's for sure. But feeling tired is something, I mentioned to Marianne the other day, and I'm feeling good, but then I walked 5 miles and had breakfast. And I said, is it nap time yet? Is it nap time yet? And I said, man, I can't believe I'm kind of feeling tired here a little bit. And she said, get used to it. That's the new normal. And then the next time we walked, Lady Susan come up with a shirt. She had a shirt on. And what did the shirt say? It said something like, I feel like I'm already tired tomorrow. Is that why us retirees love coffee so much? It's coffee time, right? All the time. You feel a little sluggish, you either take a nap or drink another cup of decaf, or half calf, I should say. So feeling tired is something you deal with, and I guess that's part of the reality of being 78. All of these really have an emotional side to it. So whatever you run into medical-wise when you're 78, like we said, it could be kind of a chronic disease. It could be just a series of things that happen, like me. And this is not normal, but in January, I had AFib, and I had an AFib ablation January 30th. And then I went down to Florida, as you know, and I got bit by a spider. And that thing swelled up my leg and had red on it, and I had to start taking antibiotics for that. All that stuff lasted about a month. It's still red, actually, right now, 2 months later. And then I got bronchitis. I felt good for 2 days. I felt good for 2 days. I forgot how, and I started race walking. I felt good for 2 days. And then I got bronchitis, and I'm over that now. And so out of 6 months of the year, I've had 3 kind of things that I had to deal with. And I don't think that's unusual. It's unusual. It's been unusual. I shouldn't say that. It's been unusual for me to have that many things in a row. It really is. But I'm beginning to think that may be, the new normal. How about you? Do you go through, if you feel like it's a roller coaster sometimes? You're on a roller coaster. You solve one problem, you feel good for a few days, and here comes something else. or it may be something that slows down but doesn't go away. I mean, that's life at 78, right? But you know what really worries us is if it's something that will keep us from doing what we love to do. So you do what you can, right? You do what you can. But there's an emotional side of that. Um, Anything when you get sick, it kind of harms your confidence a little bit, I think. And you begin to wonder, what you can do and what you can't do, and you may lose doing some things you really like to do. Anything that you encounter medically is going to cost you emotionally a little bit. So it's hard not to get down. You just have to realize you have to realize there are people far worse conditioned than you are that do it with a smile on their face. I used to have a guy, he's passed away now, and I was race walking. I was so fast. I'd walk by him, and he was a large guy, and he could hardly walk. And my heart went out to him. I stopped, became his friend. I talked to him. He was into tango dancing and music. He sent me some music to listen to, Latin music. And he's the hero. I wasn't the hero. It was easy for me to go out there and race walk. But for him and his condition and consistently getting out there just like I was, that was a struggle. And he really was the hero. If anybody should congratulate somebody about walking, I should be congratulating him. And I did. Amazing story. I'll get emotional about that, so watch out, because he did pass away. We miss him, but he was a great example of what I'm talking about. So living here in a retirement community, you get to watch friends. You got 1,700 people. These are single-family homes. We don't live right on top of each other. We don't see each other every day or anything like that, but you are active. You get out and do things, and you see people and talk to people. And I'd say, recently, the people our age, they have difficulties. Some of them recover, some of them don't recover, some decline, some die. I mean, there's a mixture of things happening at 78. And that's the new reality. And it's not I shouldn't act like I'm shocked. We're not shocked anymore, right? Last year I was kind of shocked at 77. I'm matured at 78. I'm no longer shocked about things as much as I was last year. So yeah, even 1 year makes a difference. Health and age go together, right? And your expectations and your realities change as you get older. It's not negative. We're still having fun. We're still doing things. But this is the things we're talking about, is what is not good or bad. It's just actually reality. And I'm fine with that. I feel privileged that I'm able to still do things like walking. We're going by the time you see this video, we just got back from a cruise to Norway, hopefully. How's it going with you? Have you noticed anything this last year? The year's only 12 months, but things do change a little bit, and there's new updates about your health. If you notice any of those, please let us know down in the comments. I do appreciate you very much. I love the comments. This is Robert for Robert's Active Retirement, and thanks for watching.